Thanks for joining us here on Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Schnee. It is Wednesday, September 24th. Tonight on Utah's Missing, we're going to bring more light to a case that we have shared almost every week with you for the last 4 months, and questioning why, to this day, we are virtually the only media outlet keeping this case in the forefront. 117 days. Tomorrow will be 4 months since 15-year-old Kylie Arellano walked away from her Garden City home with a suitcase in tow. We keep in close contact with Kylie's mother, Stephanie, and for the last few weeks, so has the FBI. Now, today, I spoke with the Rich County Sheriff's Office. More on that in a moment. I also asked Stephanie who is truly helping her. What have you been thinking about as of late since we last spoke?
Where's Kylie? And I know somebody has to know something. A 15-year-old just don't vanish.
Have you had any other dialogue or any other substantive conversations with either the sheriff's office or the FBI as of late that lead you to believe one way or another where Kylie may have gone after she left?
I'm still sticking with, I think she did leave willingly, but it wasn't supposed to be for this extended amount of time. I'm not the only one who feels this. I can't speak for Rich County. I haven't spoken with them in so I think it was September 17th. So, or not September, sorry, August 17th. But the FBI, we keep in contact. I reached out to them today. There's still no concrete, nothing. It's Kylie left, and that's all we know.
Were there any other people that were close to Kylie that had spoken with her just before that point that you've spoken with, some friends or others in the community?
Immediately, I knew right away. I had already spoken with most of them. One of them was one of Kylie's really good friends that she went to school with, and they've been more than accommodating. They're more than willing to give any information, which unfortunately is hardly anything. It's Kylie was planning on running away. Multiple people knew about that, but Kylie talked about that, well, the whole time we've lived up here. What teenager doesn't? So, but for her to completely fall off the face of the planet, I mean, as you know, I share a lot of the other missing teenagers who go popping through, and I reach out to you and I reach out to Road Warriors and to help get the coverage, because we didn't get that with Kylie. And I think that has a lot to do with why it's still crickets.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I spoke with the deputy at the Rich County Sheriff's Office today. This is the new deputy who was assigned to the case after a previous deputy left the department. The deputy working the case is not new to the department, however. So he told me they've followed up on all leads and tips, and they welcome each and every one of them, and they welcome the media coverage to get this out there. Right now, they really need a break in the case. You might remember a few weeks ago, Sheriff Dale Stacey joined us on the show and talked about how the department was going through some staffing changes, and that resulted in a new deputy taking over the case. Another issue in this case is the lack of media coverage. It's almost nowhere to be found. So to this day, we're still really the only media outlet keeping this case in the limelight. Stephanie fears it's because Kylie is listed as a runaway. Why don't you think she's gotten the constant media coverage or constant coverage out there to keep her face out there for people to keep an eye out for her?
My personal opinion is because Rich County Sheriff's Department only has her marked as a runaway. That's it. Not endangered, nothing. She's just a runaway. I mean, they were telling everybody when she's not mad at me, she'll come home. It's not that she's mad at me. It's someone has control of my daughter. That's it. I mean, it's hard. Everybody tells me to stay hopeful, but we're at 116 days, I think, right now. Tomorrow is 4 months, and nobody's spoken to Kylie. Nobody. I've spoken to some of her friends over the last couple of weeks and found out that Kylie was talking about running away, and there's multiple people she was conversating this with. But like I said just a minute ago, what teenager does not talk about running away? I mean, even younger kids, toddlers try to do it. They'll pack a bag and get to the end of the driveway and then turn around and come home. Kylie's ran away in the past, but I mean, it was hours, were months, were days. I mean, over 100 days. 100, I think tomorrow's 117 days. Nothing. So it's back to the original question. It's because she was only marked as a runaway, not as endangered, not as possible trafficking. They didn't listen to the grooming. They didn't care. They didn't, I mean, before the deputy quit, he only wanted to talk about how inappropriate Kylie was being in some of the conversations. And I was like, that's a red flag. I mean, the sheriff's department, I mean, you spoke with Del Stacy. They talk about how Kylie's their friend and how they want her home. Why aren't we doing more to try to find Kylie to bring her home?
Well, Stephanie was clear. Kylie's behavior before she went missing should not affect the search efforts that now she is missing. So Kylie is loved and missed. It's very clear here. And her mom also told me some of the things that Kylie missed this summer with her family.
She missed her sister's birthday. Jaden, my youngest, she turned 13 on August 26th. She missed an amazing summer. She missed her first day of school, which that's been hard. She just missed, I think it was homecoming. Just missed out on a lot. Really good concerts up here all summer. I mean, most of all, she missed a lot of family time. Everything is basically still the same. That's the hard part, is by the time the FBI got involved, it was already 90 days past. I mean, they've got a lot to comb through. I mean, I'm not no professional private investigator, neither is my mom or the people who have helped, but we've come a long ways. I mean, it's better than starting at square one with absolutely nothing. A lot of the evidence that we do have, that I do have, which Kylie sent me herself over the period leading up to before she disappeared, it helps them in a way, but it's finding who these people are. That's the hard part. A lot of people have learned how to mask and disguise. You wouldn't be surprised how easy it is to get an account pretending to be someone when you're not that person. I mean, Kylie was able to get a PayPal account at the age of 14. And I don't know. The only thing it's not that we're missing anything there. It's the fact that there are laws and guidelines and rules everybody has set in place. They don't enforce them. Half the people Kylie was talking to were over the age of 30. I mean, it's sickening. I put flyers up everywhere I could. Like, I've done what I can. But unfortunately, no. There's apps, like when I say she vanished off the face of this earth, I mean that.
Well, the Rich County Sheriff's Office continuing to ask anyone with a possible sighting of Kylie to take a picture and share it with them immediately so they can investigate the tip. They did tell me today they have had tips come in and they welcome this continued coverage to see if it can lead to any more. If you have any information, contact the Sheriff's Office there, 435-793-2285, referencing the case number 25R308. It's now been 10 days since anyone has seen or heard from Colin Mills. The Kaysville husband and father of 3 left his home on foot, no wallet, phone, or keys. We've heard from 3 of his siblings and his parents in the last 2 weeks. We featured them last week right here on the show, and today we called his sister Nikki, who has done everything she can and then some to find her brother. According to Nikki, police believe their original search proves he went west into Kaysville proper. It's no more than a theory, but the family thinks he could have checked into a mental care facility or perhaps a hospital as a John Doe due to not having any ID when he left. If so, HIPAA laws would stop any medical practitioner from telling anyone, even the police, that Colin is in their care. So here is the GoFundMe that Erica says, that is Colin's sister. Erica says that Colin's wife needs your help. And after a week of searching, the kids have returned to school, regularly scheduled activities, in hopes to bring them some peace here. Colin, as we understood it, was the main provider there of the home due to his job. The donations will go towards search efforts, therapy for the kids, and daily living expenses while they navigate life, possibly long-term, without Colin. Colin's 5'8", slim build with a beard and glasses. He has brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing cargo pants, a t-shirt, a tan gardening hat, and Hoka sneakers when he left his home on the 14th. If you have any information on his whereabouts, contact Kaysville Police using the number that you see on your screen, 801-546-1131. For continued coverage on Utah's missing cases, join us Wednesdays, 7 o'clock, right here on Arc Salt Lake. We are dedicated to helping Utahns find answers or closure. Like always, like many of you have, reach out to me directly on social media if you have a case that you would like us to look into. Healthcare workers in St. George say a serious construction mistake put their health at risk for months. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, the lawsuit they just filed. A group of healthcare workers in St. George say they were exposed to radiation for months after a lead wall that was supposed to protect their clinic from a neighboring CT lab was never installed. Now they're suing for multiple counts of negligence. Liv Kelleher spoke with their attorney about how this exposure has impacted their lives.
Court documents show Intermountain Health retrofitted a medical office into a CT imaging center.
Those CT scanners emit ionizing radiation around to the surrounding areas, and obviously that could be a bad thing for people's health, and so what they do is they develop a shielding plan.
Court records state the hospital hired a medical consultant to draw up those plans, then a contractor to execute them. When the work was finished, the consultant came back to test it, and the lab passed inspection. But soon after, staff in the clinic next door say they began getting sick. Their symptoms included headaches, dizziness, and fatigue.
They sent somebody with a Geiger counter, one of those, and the Geiger counter went off in the clinic adjacent to the lab.
State regulators confirmed unsafe levels of radiation. And when workers cut into the wall, they discovered no lead shielding had been installed.
We don't really know yet why the construction company or the drywall company did not put lead lining in the walls, but it wasn't there. And then even more perplexing is how did this post-construction scatter survey come back with a passing grade?
The lawsuit now seeks damages, including for one worker who has since been diagnosed with leukemia. Langston says the suit is also about accountability, making sure safety checks actually work in order to protect workers, patients, and the public. In St. George, Liv Kelleher, KUTV.
I said this earlier today, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but if we could kind of just keep this here, where it was all the time, it would be quite nice. I mean, I do love ski season like anyone else who enjoys to get up on the slopes, but this has just been mwah,
I mean,
chef's
perfect.
kiss.
Especially the days are still pretty decently long, but they are getting shorter each day.
I leave here each night, and I just have nothing else I can do.
Don't even think about when we fall back soon in a couple
of
weeks, right?
Yeah.
It's that time of the year. It's the spooky season. It feels like fall. It's looking like fall.
Season, man.
It's football season. This is the best time of the year. Not quite ski season, though, but that's right around the corner. You got to give it some more time here, Brian. We're over a month away from that. 80 degrees, though. That was the high temperature today. That is above normal. That's a win. This is still a win because we're in the 70s right now, kicking it here. If you're about to have maybe dinner out on the patio or going for a walk, it is comfortable. And across the state here, we are unseasonably warm and also dealing with temperatures that are 5 to up to 13 degrees warmer from 24 hours ago. So that's a nice change of pace. 68 in Heber, 64 in Park City, 70 in Price, 92 though still in St. George. So St. George kind of unfazed there with still dealing with some pretty remarkable temperatures. Across the state, we are dry, we are rain-free, no clouds, nothing going on out there. In the next 24 hours, we're going to start to see a storm moving in across the coast of California into Nevada. By tomorrow morning, though, we're still dry and we're still clear. It's going to be through tomorrow afternoon and early evening that we start to see the influence of this storm. It's a cutoff low, so it's going to be kind of staying pretty stagnant and cut off from the jet stream for several days. But we'll start to see some showers and some storms down across Washington County and portions of southwestern and south central Utah tomorrow evening. That will also bring the chance for some flash flooding. Notice, though, by tomorrow night and into Friday, for much of the day, we're dry across the state. But as we get towards Saturday, we start to see another round of this moisture moving back in southwestern, south central, and maybe a little bit more of the central part of the state along I-70. We'll see some scattered activity. Then by Sunday, as it inches a little bit further towards the north, that will pull up more moisture here as far northward here as portions of the Wasatch Front and across northern Utah. So Sunday, I think, will be the chance for our rain here for the northern half of the state, but down across southern Utah, it's going to be daily chances of rain beginning as early as Thursday and lasting into the weekend into early next week. So we're talking about that risk for some flash flooding. That'll be for tomorrow afternoon and early evening, a little bit of a lower end risk as we get into Friday down across the south central part of the state. But those lows overnight, we're into the 50s and 40s, so chilly in spots, just not as cold as the past few evenings. Those highs tomorrow, by the way, here, Brian, I mean 85 degrees. It's going to be a great morning to go some golfing tomorrow, and almost like I planned it. Your fall drive forecast heading up into the mountains, pretty good there. Sunday, hold up, watch out for a few of those storms. For those actually also heading up to Oktoberfest snowbird looking good. Just be mindful of that chance for some rain on Saturday, Sunday. St. George, you're looking at temperatures here in the days ahead, cooling off as that moisture works its way in. Nicer weather, though, returns for next week. Across the Wasatch Front, we're into the 80s and then eventually the 70s as we get into next week as that moisture works its way back into the region.
Well, I do love this time of year, obviously, to play golf. And last year, this time, we were gearing up for the Black Desert Championship, the first PGA Tour event in Utah in, over a half a century. And they're getting ready for that, by the way, in the St. George area in Ivins in early October. Yeah. So we will definitely, on this show, as a golfer, we'll have some coverage here coming up over the next couple of weeks. I'm very excited to bring that to you. I'm also excited to maybe get out and try to see if I can play that game tomorrow, because I've been playing terrible this year, and I need some help.
We got to gear up for our championship.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on the golf course. That's for sure. But things look nice. That time of year to get out and check out the fall colors. And you got to take advantage of it in the next week or two.
And especially when it's not too cold up into the mountains right now. You'll still see that 15-degree temperature drop, but it's still pretty. The weather's looking nice. Just be mindful of those chances of rain as we make our way into the weekend.
We always need the rain anyway. So thank you, Sean. She stole the spotlight during Loyola's Final Four run. Oh, yes. At 1:06, Sister Jean is stepping down. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, the college hoops icons' next chapter. Taking a look at what's trending tonight, the nun who gained national fame for her love of college basketball is retiring. Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt has officially stepped down as the Loyola University Chicago chaplain.
According to a statement from the school, the 106-year-old is no longer physically able to handle the position. In 2018, Schmidt became one of college basketball's most recognized fans as she cheered on the Ramblers' surprising run during the men's Final Four.
Just a couple of weeks away from the first puck drop of the NHL season, you'll soon be able to buy an official Utah Mammoth NHL jersey, or sweaters, as the players say. They go on sale October 2nd, prior to the team's first preseason game at Delta Center.
Let's do it. Fans will be able to choose between a black one with the Mountain Mammoth logo on the chest or a white one with Utah on the front. How about both?
I'll still be wearing the Utah Hockey Club from year one.
Oh, yeah. The original.
Iconic.